Hello. I look like someone from Scotland. That's all I'm going to say on that. I wonder what that guy's doing nowadays. Probably just moaning without recording. He's just talking to his lamp. Anyway, hope you're well. Just on a bit of a self-reflective walk in my local area. And there's a couple of things that I want to talk about. There's a couple of things on my sort of Google Keep notes that I'm probably going to save for other videos, because they're probably going to be episodes by themselves of talking about what I'm currently watching on YouTube. But I just we just wanted to sort of do a video about sort of how I'm currently feeling, and I appreciate that this is a bit weird and a bit self-indulgent to like record thoughts without any sort of structure, and it's just going to be a rambles video. But I seem to do quite well mentally when I record these videos, because it's like journaling but to a camera rather than to a notepad, and it just makes me feel a lot lighter. So I kind of don't even really need to put these up on YouTube really, but I could just record these and then watch them back on my phone. But I think it's important to like show people that it's all right if you don't have everything figured out, and it's all right if you set a goal in your head and you're like, right, by age 37 I'm gonna have all my shit together, and that's not the case. That's fine. It really genuinely, it's okay. Like, it's honestly a bit disappointing when you realize that, you know, time continues to move. Whether or not you're watching the clock, it's still gonna keep going forwards. But life happens. Oh, sometimes deadlines slip, and I think that's okay, really. Like, if you've set a goal of, you know, getting married by the age of 40, or owning a house by the age of 32, and then someone in your family got ill, or you had a kid, or something got in the way of that milestone and that accolade, then that's fine. But also, you don't even really need an excuse. If it's, I got laid off and I spent 2 weeks walking around my flat aimlessly without anything going on, and I just went to Aldi and bought 10 packs of Doritos and decided that I was going to eat the whole thing in one evening whilst watching Netflix, that's all right as well. But I think it's super important. This is like real blind boy boat club podcast type stuff, but it's just important to recognize that, like, that's a temporary bump in the road, that your Doritos era doesn't define you for the rest of your life. We're all allowed to have speed bumps. We're all allowed to have little breakdowns now and then, you know? But when it becomes like a constant, like, when it becomes a crutch, that's when you've got a problem and you need to seek professional help. Because, you know, when we're driving along, we do practice emergency stops when, you know, learning to drive, and potentially when you have passed your driving test. But they're not necessary every time you brake. You know, you shouldn't be using something that's an emergency all the time just to cope, if that makes sense. I hope that does. I think that's quite a good analogy, but you might not be me. So another thing I just wanted to talk about as well is like looking at things self-reflectively. There's a couple of people in my life that I really, really thought that I could count on, And the last few months have shown me that they are literally just fair weather friends, and they just wanted things from me. And I really, really thought for some of these people that we were past that transactional relationship and friendship, but it just feels like... So one example I've got of this, I'm not going to name anyone because it's not important and it doesn't matter, and they're probably not going to watch this anyway, so there's literally no point. But I was quite deeply involved with one of my friends to help me run the ABP, and I started getting excuses. I started getting messages at 3 in the morning. I started getting nothing. I started getting no communication from him. And I was just like, this is starting to really like stress me out, because you're an integral part of this YouTube channel and you just don't seem to give a shit. And I literally had to pull ABP off of his priority list. Cool to be kind. I said to him, you know, you'll thank me in a few years because I took this off of you. And, you know, there's no way that you could have actually effectively have sort of worked on this as much as I have. And he's gone and found other priorities. And it's like, as a human being, it's not natural for you as an individual to have to put out 67 other people's fires for them. It's not natural for everyone in your area to be relying on you every single second of the day. And it's not natural for you to not be able to take one evening a week off just to think and just to do nothing. But some people seem to thrive on this level of like, you got any problems, mate? You contact me. It's like, why are you giving these people that don't really care about you more of a priority than someone that did care about you, you know? And that's fine. Like, I don't need to see this person again. Like, I'd like for him to reach out to me and message me, because I get so frustrated with his communication style. And he's also the king of unsolicited advice that I just don't care about. And I just feel that I feel like that ship sailed now with him. And it's a real shame, because I felt like I was really helping him recover from a past relationship that he was in. And it feels a bit like, I don't know, I don't feel like I was used, but it kind of felt like something better came along, you know? Something more curious and more rewarding appeared, which is the reason I took ABP away. And he's just gone and sort of... It's like when you throw a life raft out to someone that's drowning at sea and they like actively reject it. And I'm like, all right then, fine. Like, I tried to help you, bro. What do you want me to do? Just, if you want to drown, bro, that's fine. But I tried. I really did try. And I've apologised every time I've ever been snappy with you, and I just don't know, it feels like sometimes fractured wounds can't heal, you know? But there we go. That's just my thoughts. I hope you like these videos, because I'm aware that there's quite a lot of these on the channel now of me just talking into the camera. There will be some more podcasts coming out soon, but I just seem to be on a bit of a roll at the moment with being like super vulnerable and super calm and super lay it all out. And I don't know, I just feel like it's important to be honest, and it's important to be like, if you are watching this and you are constantly putting pressure on yourself, you know, I'm not a therapist by any stretch of the imagination, but I've got you. Like, I feel the pressure as much as you, and I can't necessarily help you directly with that if you are watching this and you can relate to what I'm saying, but I just hope that everything kind of works out, and I hope that you're not too afraid to take matters into your own hands and say, do you know what, the way that you are treating me and the way that you are speaking to me currently is not good, and I don't need a toxic friend in my circle, you know, because it only takes one bad apple to ruin the bunch. And that's such an odd saying, but I'm noticing that old sayings are just so true, you know. You can't love yourself unless you can't love others unless you love yourself, you know. Just, you'll get more flies with honey than you will with vinegar. So be nice to people rather than thinking that everyone owes you a favour all the time. And they're just classic quotes, but they're based on absolute truth. I can see why they've stood the test of time. But anyway, I hope you're good, and comment down below. I wish there was a way on YouTube to comment anonymously, and I would like love it if people could like use this video as like a venting opportunity, but I don't think that's a thing, and I think that could actually open the Pandora's box of people just being like outrageously unaccountable with every comment. But I don't know. I hope everything's going alright for you if you're watching this still, and sometimes things have to get worse before they get better, but I am genuinely feeling really, really optimistic at the moment. I don't want this to be like, the world owes me a favour, I'm so sad. I'm genuinely really happy currently with everything that's happening in my life, professionally, personally. But it's just, don't allow people to hang off of you constantly. Anyway, see ya.